Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha-bhagavat Srila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Anugaurya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityānanda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Śrīvāsa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Vedanta Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams everybody. Hari Bo. Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Shubhananda Prabhu. Hari Bo. Dandavat pranams Prabhu. Hari Bo. And let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Ganga Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, as I mentioned yesterday, today will be a much shorter reading than usual. Wonder if we should sing a kirtan now and then. Maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna open up the songbook. We'll start off with a kirtan, then we'll read, and then we can sing some more kirtans. 1 second though. Let me just. Kishore saying, Kejabi re bhai. Okay, let's do that one. Big text. My throat's not so good right now, but whatever. 1 second. All right, let me share my screen, and then we'll start. All right. Oops, I'm sharing the wrong screen. I have 2 screens right now. I have a monitor. Let me share the right one. There. Okay. One second. Sorry, I'm just getting it. I haven't had it set up. Okay, great. Now, Kejabi, let's open that up. Okay, who will go, brothers, across the ocean of material existence? This age of Kali is blessed due to the descent of Śrī Caitanya. A free ferry boat operates at the port of my Gauranga. Even the old, the blind, and the crippled are crossing over. Harinam is the boat, Shri Guru is the helmsman, and the upraised arms of the Sankirtan party are the oars. All jivas are crossing over by the favorable winds of prema. Only Lochan Das, due to his own fault, has been left behind. One second, I just need to go get the mridanga from the other room. Be 1 minute. Okay. Tora ke jabi re bha Bhava Sindhu Para Ke Jabi Re Bha Bhava Sindhu Para Danya Kali Joge Rache Tanya Yavata Jabi Bhava Para Danya Kali Joge Rache Tanya Yavata Jabi Bhava Para Tora ke Jabi Re Bhai Bhava Sindhu Para Tora ke Jabi Re Bhai Bhava Sindhu Para Amar Gaurangir Ghate Adan ke ava Adan ke ava Jarayanda Yatoraya Vadipara Abadipara hoy Tora ke Jabi Re Bhai Bhava Sindhu Pa Tora ke Jabi Re Bhai Bhava Sindhu Para Hari Name Noka Khani Shri Guru Kandari Shri Guru Kandari Hari Name Noka Khani bana ke royal do bahu pasare do bahu pasare tora ke jabi re pai bhava sindhu para tora ke jabi re pai bhava sindhu para sab jiva hoila par premera batase aji premera batase sab jiva hoila par batase aji premera batase pordiyaro hilo dochan apanar doshe apanar dosh pordiyaro hilo dochan apanar tora ke jabi re bhai bhava sindhu para tora ke jabi re bhava sindhu para danya kali juge rache Chaitanya-bhāgavata jabi bhava pai danya kali juge rache Chaitanya-bhāgavata jabi bhava pai jai Sachinandan Gora Hari Sachinandan jai Gora Hari jai Sachinandan Gora Hari Sachinandan jai Gora Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Dandavat Pranams, and Bhavatarani Mataji, Hare Krishna. Alright, so now we will begin the Mangala Charan. Oh, and Hari Bol Raseshwari Mataji, Hare Krishna. One second, let me put this down. All right, so I'll share my screen again and we will begin. Desktop 2. Okay. Oh, তুমি জল নিয়ে আসতে পারবে? Thanda. Okay. Mangal Charan. Jnanatimirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ঠিক আছে না না দরকার নেই আজানুলম্বিত ভুজো কনকাবদাতো সংকীর্তনৈকপিতরো কমলায়তাক্ষো विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो नमस्त्रिकालसत्याय जगन्नाथसुताय च सबृत्याय सपुत्राय सकलत्राय ते नमः जय 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 विश्वम्भर द्विजराज जय विश्वम्भर प्रिय वैष्णव समाज गौरचंद्र जय धर्म सेतु महाधीर जय संकीर्तनमय सुंदर शरीर जय नित्यानंदेर बांधव धन प्राण जय गदाधर अद्वैतेर प्रेम धाम जय श्री जगरानंद प्रिय अतिशय जय वक्रेश्वर काशीश्वरेर हृदय जय जय श्रीवासादि प्रिय वर्गनाथ जीव प्रति करो प्रभु शुभ दृष्टिपात मध्यखंड कथा जेन अमृतेर खंड जे कथा सुनिले घुचे अंतर पाषांद मध्यखंड कथा बाय शुनो एक चित्ते संकीर्तन आरंभ होइलो जेनो मते. Oh dear brothers, please hear attentively the topics of Madhya-khaṇḍa, wherein the inauguration of the Sankirtan pastimes is described. Tavaevasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamam charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai kshiptashtakamaditaranga madhye kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanaravindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityānanda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Śrīvāsa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Okay, so now the glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita. Ore muro loko shuno Caitanya mangal, Caitanya mahima jate jani beshakal. Krishna lila bhagavate kohe Vedas, Caitanya lila Vyas Vrindavana das. Vrindavana dasa koilo Caitanya mangal, Jahara shravane nashe sarvaya mangal. Caitanya nitar jate jani mahima, jate jani Krishna bhakti siddhanter sima. Bhagavate joto bhakti siddhanter sar, লিখিয়াছেন ইহা জানি করিয়া উদ্ধার। Caitanya Mangal Shune Jadi Pāṣaṇḍī Javan Sheho Maha Vaishnava Hoy Totokhan Manushe Rachite Nare Aiche Granta Dhanya Vrindavana Dasamukhe Vakta Śrī Caitanya Vrindavana Dasapode Koti Namaskar Aiche Granta Kori Teho Tarila Sansar Nārāyaṇī Caitanyēr Uchishta Bhajan Tar Garbe Janmila Śrīdasa Vrindavan Tar Ki Arbhuta Caitanya Charita Varnan Jahara Shravane Shuddha Koilo Tribhuvan Sahaje Vichitra Madhur Caitanya Vihar Vrindavana Dasamukhe Amriter Dhar. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet, and when they are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai. Jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo Jai. Chaitanya-bhāgavata ki Jai. Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai. Madhya-khaṇḍa ki Jai. Okay, so one second, let me just drink some water. Oh, and Hari Bol Chintamani Didi. Sorry, I missed you there. Okay. Oh, and Dandavat Pranams to everybody else watching. I see there are 5 people watching on YouTube and Facebook, but only 2 people wrote comments, so I don't know all who's there. Okay. So, I'll read this full Kathasar, this full synopsis by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and then we will begin. Chapter 2, the Lord's manifestation at the house of Śrīvās and the inauguration of Sankirtan. Actually, I'm curious what the Bengali title is. Let's check that out. For the first chapter and the second chapter, I haven't looked at this yet. Let's see, it's in projects, Caitanya-bhāgavata reading here. It's actually not, it's not the chapter name, because there aren't chapter names in Caitanya-bhāgavata. It just says, Pratham Adhyay, Dvitiya, Tritiya, like that. See, it says, these are the chapter names actually. It's Pratham, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturtha, Pancham, Shashta, Saptam, Ashtam, Navam, Dasham, Ekadash, Dwadash, Trayodash, Chaturdash, Panchadash, Shodash, Saptadash. So this has the numbers. But then there's this here, the topic list. Varnita Vishay. So, Madhya-khaṇḍa. The first chapter was Prabhur Prakash Arambha O Krishna Sankirtan Shikshadhan. And now the second chapter, the title is Prabhur Śrīvās Grihe Prakash. Okay, so Prabhur Śrīvās Grihe Prakash O Sankirtan Arambha. That's the title, or whatever topic. Prabhur Śrīvās Grihe Prakash, the manifestation at the house of Śrīvās, and Sankirtan Arambha. This chapter contains the following descriptions. The devotees informed Advaita of the Lord's love for Krishna, and Advaita was delighted on hearing the same. Advaita then told all the devotees about his dream, and the devotees happily chanted the names of Krishna. Whenever the Lord saw Śrīvās and the other devotees, he offered them obeisances, and the devotees, in turn, blessed him. The Lord accepted their good wishes. The Lord accepted their good wishes and exhibited in various ways the ideal example of service to the Vaishnavas. The devotees offered him their blessings and became hopeful of his advancement in Krishna consciousness. After hearing the devotees express grief caused by the misbehavior of the Vaishnav haters and slandering atheists residing in Navadvip, the Lord gave him his assurance and became filled with anger against the pāṣaṇḍīs. Presuming that the Lord was afflicted by a nervous malady, ignorant persons requested Mother Shachi to arrange for his medical treatment. One day, Śrīvās went to the Lord's house and beheld on the Lord's person prevalent signs of the highest devotion, and the Lord embraced Śrīvās on hearing his declaration to that effect. On hearing Śrīvās describe her son's love for Krishna, Mother Shachi gave up her suspicion that her son was suffering from a nervous malady. One day, the Lord visited the home of Advaita in the company of Gadadhar. Although Advaita was fully absorbed in the ecstasy of worshipping Krishna, he immediately offered the Lord prayers and worshipped the Lord's lotus feet. Gadadhar, who enjoyed the Lord's confidence, checked the same and expressed his surprise. When the Lord regained his external consciousness and saw Advaita offering him prayers, he externally concealed his identity, as he internally revealed himself to Advaita. Thereafter, Advaita went to Shantipur to test the magnanimous nature of the Lord's appearance. The Lord daily engaged in glorifying Krishna in the company of the devotees and became overwhelmed with love and separation. The Lord described to his intimate devotees his vision in the neighborhood of Kanai Natshala during his return from Gaya. When he saw Krishna as a dawning youth with the blackish complexion of the tamal tree and the hue of fresh clouds, he swooned away during the recital. The devotees praised the Lord with great joy when he regained his external consciousness. Even after returning home, the Lord constantly manifested a state of overpowering bliss and a tendency to inquire from all persons about Krishna. One day, on hearing from Gadadhar that Krishna dwelt in his heart, the Lord attempted to tear open his heart with his fingernails and could be induced to be patient only by Gadadhar's persuasions, for which Shachi Devi, who is most devotedly attached to her son, warmly praised Gadadhar's tact. Shachi Devi manifested reverential fear for her son rather than motherly affection. Her mood was like the mood of Devaki for Krishna in Dwarka at that time. In the company of his devotees and in his own house, the Lord listened in the evenings to the kirtan performance of Mukunda. Thus, the performance of all-night kirtan was begun. The pāṣaṇḍīs were angered by such interruption to their pleasure of sleep. They were filled with anger, especially against Śrīvās, which led them to spread false rumors of the king's displeasure with Śrīvās. One second. Sorry. The omniscient, sorry about that. The Lord's displeasure with Śrīvās. The omniscient Lord, who is affectionate to his devotees, appeared in his 4 arms divine form before Śrīvās, while the latter was engaged in his house in worshipping Śrī Nṛsiṁhadeva, and he encouraged him by his words of mercy. Śrīvās then realized that the Lord was Kṛṣṇa himself and glorified him. On hearing the prayers of Śrīvās, the Lord manifested his own form and commanded Śrīvās and his wife to worship him. Śrīvās and all his family members then worshipped the Lord and expressed their humility, and the Lord removed Śrīvāsa's fears with words of assurance. On the order of the Lord, Śrī Nārāyaṇī, the daughter of Śrīvāsa's brother, and also mother of Vrindavan Das Thakur, the author, cried and fell unconscious while chanting the name of Krishna. Śrīvās was relieved of all his fears of the pāṣaṇḍīs by beholding all these divine manifestations and chanted the glories of the Lord. Śrīvās was permitted to see a manifestation of the Lord's opulences, which are difficult for even the Vedas to behold. The Lord forbade Śrīvās from revealing his confidential manifestation. The Lord returned home after giving Śrīvās his assurance of support against all danger. The author then glorifies Śrīvāsa's household, which fully engaged in the service of Kṛṣṇa, and he declares that the service of Krishna's devotees is the only means of obtaining Krishna's service. The author then describes how he received the order of Nityānanda to write this book. Okay, so after we finish this chapter today, maybe we should Hare Krishna. Maybe we should sing. We can sing the song Sapta. What is it? Sapta Dvipa Dipta Kori. It's a song about Śrīvāsa Thakur, and it also mentions Nārāyaṇī and Vrindavan Das Thakur and Śrī Malini, Śrīvāsa's wife. So, okay. Let's see. Yesterday we read verses 186 to 295. So let's have a recap. Let's read the translations of the verses we read yesterday. And by the way, this is a short reading day today because, yeah, we're very close to the end of the chapter, so it's no problem that we're starting a bit late. Hari Bol, Vrinda Didi. Hare Krishna. Okay. Let's see. This is a good spot. All right. So after Advaita Acharya told about his dream, says, who has the ability to understand the heart of Advaita, by whose influence Lord Chaitanya incarnated? Know for certain that one who does not have faith in these topics will soon fall down. Actually, no, this is when Advaita went to his house and he said, if he's actually the Lord and I am actually his servant, then he will bind me and bring me to his side. That's what it was, yeah. So then after that, let's see. Yeah, I'm making it so I can skip verse by verse. Okay. In this way, Mahaprabhu Vishwambar daily engaged in congregational chanting of the holy names in the company of the Vaishnavas. Everyone was greatly pleased to see Vishwambar, but they could not recognize him as their worshipable Lord. His state of supreme spiritual absorption distinguished him from others, and on seeing this, everyone became suspicious. Who can describe the Lord's blissful absorption other than Lord Shesh? When his body began to shiver, even 100 people were not able to hold him steady. And when tears flowed from his eyes, it appeared as if hundreds of rivers were flowing. When the hairs of his body stood on end, his body looked like a golden jackfruit. Again and again, he would laugh loudly with great jubilation. Sometimes in ecstasy, he lost consciousness for 3 hours, and on regaining consciousness, he would not speak about anything other than Krishna. Kishore, I forgot. Did if you had anything, like if you had chosen anything for us to read, like extra, then you can share that at the end also. If not, that's also fine because we can just sing the Śrīvāsa Thakur song. But yeah, you can just let me know though. The ears of the people were pierced by his loud roar, but by his grace, the devotees were delivered. Sometimes his entire body assumes the stationary form of a pillar, and sometimes the same body became as soft as butter. When the devotees saw these wonderful sights, they no longer considered him an ordinary human being. Someone said, this person is a partial incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Someone else said, the Lord Krishna sports in his body. Someone said, he may be Shukadev Goswami, Prahlad, or Narad. Another said, it appears that all our troubles will be vanquished. All the wives of the devotees said, "It appears that Krishna has personally appeared." Someone said, "Perhaps he is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord." In this way, they all considered the Lord in their own way. I am unable to describe how the Lord held the devotees by the neck and began to cry when he regained consciousness. He said, "Oh my Lord," this is a Sanskrit verse, "O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Friend of the helpless, you are the only ocean of mercy. Because I have not met you, my inauspicious days and nights have become unbearable. I do not know how I shall pass the time. Where will I find Krishna who plays on his flute?" Speaking in this way, he sighed deeply and wept. When he became calm, the Lord said to his intimate devotees, "Now I will relate topics of my distress to you." The Lord said, "There is no end to my distress, because after achieving Kanai, the Lord of my life, I then lost him." Everyone was satisfied to hear the Lord's confidential talks, so they all respectfully sat around him. While returning from Gaya, so the Lord said, "While returning from Gaya, I came to the village named Kanai Natshala. I saw a beautiful boy, blackish like a tamal tree. His enchanting curly hair was decorated with fresh gunja. His head was decorated with a colorful peacock feather, and the jewels on his body were so bright that I could not see him properly. He held an enchanting flute in his hand, and his lotus feet were adorned with attractive ankle bells. His arms were decorated with jeweled ornaments and defeated the beauty of blue columns. His chest was adorned with the mark of Śrīvāsa, the Kaustuba gem, and jeweled necklaces. How can I describe the manner in which he wore his yellow garments? His shark-shaped earrings increased the beauty of his lotus eyes. He smiled as he approached me, and after embracing me, he ran away. Who can understand the mood in which Gaurasundar speaks except one who is favored by him? While speaking in this way, Vishvambar lost consciousness and fell to the ground, exclaiming, "Oh, Krishna!" The devotees quickly picked him up as they all chanted, "Krishna, Krishna." They pacified him and brushed the dust from his body. Although the Lord was pacified, he could not remain quiet. He continuously cried, saying, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Kota Krishna, Kota Krishna." After a while, Śrī Gaurasundar became calm and exhibited extreme natural humility. Everyone present became greatly satisfied on hearing the Lord's explanation of his devotional sentiments. "We are indeed blessed, because you have made us most fortunate with your association. For one who associates with you, what is the value of Vaikuntha? A single moment with you yields the fruit of devotion. We are all dependent on you. May you lead us in kirtan. May you lead us in kirtan. Our bodies are burning from the fiery words of the atheists, so please relieve us with the cool waters of your love." Thereafter, the Lord happily solaced everyone and returned to his house like a maddened lion. Although he returned home, he did not enjoy household pleasures. Rather, he constantly enjoyed transcendental bliss. The tears of love that flowed from his eyes were such that it appeared that the Ganga, which flows from his feet, was now flowing from his eyes. The water that flows from his feet is now flowing from his eyes. The only words that the Lord spoke were, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Kota Krishna, Kota Krishna." Even on inquiry, there was no other reply. When the Lord saw any devotee, he asked, "Where is Krishna? Krishna kon kane?" After speaking in this way, the Lord would cry profusely, and various persons would solace him according to their ability. One day, Gadadhar happily came before the Lord with some betel nuts in his hand. On seeing Gadadhar, the Lord asked, "Where is that blackish Krishna who is dressed in yellow cloth?" All the devotees there felt as if their hearts were pierced on seeing the Lord's intense longing. Everyone was perplexed about how to reply. Gadadhar anxiously replied, "Krishna always resides within your heart." As soon as the Lord heard the words, "Krishna is in your heart," he began to scratch at his chest with his fingernails. Gadadhar quickly caught the Lord's hands and pacified him with various words of solace. Gadadhar said, "Be patient, Krishna will come now." He said this as Mother Shachi looked on. Mother Shachi became very pleased with Gadadhar and thought, "I haven't seen such an intelligent boy before. Out of fear, I cannot stand before him. Yet, how nicely this boy has consoled him." Mother Shachi said, "My dear boy, always remain with him. Do not leave him and go anywhere else." On seeing the Lord's wonderful ecstatic love, Mother Shachi no longer considered him her son. She thought, "This personality is not an ordinary human being. Can tears flow like that from the eyes of an ordinary human being? I do not know what great personality has appeared in my family." Frightened in this way, Mother Shachi did not come before the Lord. Oh, Haribol, Rup Manjari Didi, and Nitai. Okay, Kishore, no worries. Yeah, that's totally fine. In the evening, all the devotees gradually assembled at the Lord's house. At that time, Sri Mukunda began to recite various verses glorifying devotional service. The most fortunate Mukunda had such a divine voice that as soon as the crest jewel of Brahmans heard him, he became absorbed in trance. The Lord began to loudly cry out, "Hari Bol!" He then fell on the ground in various directions, and no one could hold him. All transformations of ecstatic love, like fear, laughter, shivering, perspiring, hairs standing on end, and thundering voice, simultaneously manifested in his body. On seeing this unique manifestation, the devotees sang in great joy. The loving sentiments of the Lord could not be checked. The entire night passed like a moment. Just like the Ras Leela, even though it was going on for yugas, to the gopis it seemed just like a moment. When you're absorbed in bliss, that's what it's like. In the morning, the Lord seems to regain some external consciousness. In this way, the son of Shachi regularly performs kirtan in his house throughout the day and night. Yeah. Thus, the Supreme Lord inaugurated the performance of kirtan. As a result, all the devotees' distress was mitigated. As Sri Sachinandan loudly cried out, "Hari Bol!" the sleep of the atheists was repeatedly broken. When the happiness of their sleep was broken, the atheists became angry and blasphemed according to their desires for their own ruination. Someone said, "What madness has come upon them?" Someone else said, "We are unable to sleep at night." Someone said, "The Lord will become angry because of this loud noise, and that will result in their destruction." Another said, "Rather than cultivating knowledge, they are acting most arrogantly." Someone said, "Who knows what kind of kirtan they are doing? That foolish Brahman Śrīvās is behind all this. In order to fill their bellies by begging, these four brothers loudly call out the name of Krishna as if they're afflicted by insanity. Can they not achieve piety by chanting in their minds? Does loud chanting bestow greater piety?" Someone else said, "Oh brothers, we are doomed. Because of Śrīvās, the entire country will be ruined. This morning I heard that on the king's order, 2 boats are on their way here. The king has heard about the loud kirtan in Nadia. Therefore, he ordered that they be arrested and brought before him. Now, Śrīvās Pandit will slip off in some direction or other, leaving us to face certain ruin. I frankly told you before that we should throw Śrīvāsa's house into the Ganga." That was in chapter 16 of the Adi Khanda. "You took it as a joke. and did not pay any attention. But now see how we will be destroyed. Someone else said, what does this have to do with us? What does this have to do with us? We will bind Śrīvās and turn him over to whoever demands him. From town to town, the news was spread. The king's men are coming to arrest the Vaishnavas. When the Vaishnavas heard this news, they all subdued their fears by remembering Govinda. The Vaishnavas thought, whatever Krishna Chandra ordains must take place. Why should one fear wicked persons when the Lord is there? Śrīvāsa Pandit was most liberal. He was udar. He had firm faith in whatever he heard. Considering that the Yavans were ruling the kingdom, he became fearful, and Gaurachandra knew the heart of his devotee. The devotees did not know that the Lord had personally appeared. Therefore, the son of Shachi began to reveal himself, to remove the fear of his devotees. Finally, he couldn't handle the Śrīvās being in that kind of, having that kind of fear. So now, finally decided, okay, I'll reveal myself. Mahaprabhu Vishwambar, who was incomparable throughout the three worlds and more attractive than Cupid, he fearlessly wandered about Navadvip. Fragrant sandalwood pulp was smeared all over his body. His lotus eyes and crimson lips were enchanting. His curly hair adorned his face, which resembled the full moon. A Brahman thread enhanced the beauty of his shoulders and his exquisite form. He was dressed in fine cloth, and his lips were tinged with the color of betel. He happily proceeded towards the bank of the Ganga. On seeing him, all the pious persons became happy, and all the atheists became morose. 1 second. No, Haribo Vidya Lala Saditi. In spite of hearing the rumors, so all the atheists became morose. In spite of hearing the rumors, he is not at all frightened. He wanders about town like a prince. Someone else said, "Oh brother, I have understood. Wait a while and you will see. This is all a cover for his escape." Vishwambar fearlessly looked around and saw before him the beautiful flowing Ganga and its charming banks. He saw nearby a herd of grazing cows who were lowing as they came to the bank of the river to drink water. Some of the cows raised their tails and ran about. Some of them fought each other, some laid down, and some drank water. On seeing this, the Lord repeatedly thundered, I am he, Mui She. In that mood, the Lord rushed to Śrīvāsa's house, where he loudly exclaimed, "Oh Śrīvās, what are you doing?" And he's speaking in the Tui form. There's three forms of, in Bengali, everything's in three different forms. There's Apni, Tumi, and Tui. Apni means you, but like in a more respectful way. Tumi is more informal, and like that's what I'd say to like a friend or somebody on my same level. And then Tui is like how a grandfather would talk to his grandson, or how parents would talk to their children also, or how lovers would talk to each other, or how very super intimate friends would talk to each other. So everything, all the verbs are in that case. Koris. Instead of saying koro, he says ki koris. Okay. So in that mood, the Lord rushed to Śrīvāsa's house, where he loudly exclaimed, Ki koris Śrīvāsiya? Oh Śrīvās, what are you doing? The Lord kicked again and again on the door of the room in which Śrīvās was worshipping Nṛsiṁhadeva. Kahare pujis, koris kor dhyan. Jahar pujistare dek vidyaman. Who are you worshipping? Who are you meditating on? Look, he whom you are worshipping is standing before you. Śrīvāsa Pandit saw a blazing fire, and his meditation was broken. He opened his eyes and looked around him. He saw Vishvambar standing like a hero and holding conch, disc, club, and lotus in his 4 hands. The Lord repeatedly roared like an intoxicated lion as he slaps the left side of his stomach. On seeing him, Śrīvāsa Pandit began to tremble and became completely speechless. The Lord said, "Oh, Śrīnivās, all these days you do not know about my appearance? Eto din na janis amar prakash? Tor ucha sankirtan nadar hunkare, chariya vaikunta ainu sarva parivare. By your loud chanting and Nada's roaring, I left Vaikunta and came here with my associates." Nischinte achoho tumi more na janiya, shantipur gelo nada amare edia. You are living unconcerned without recognizing me, and Nada has avoided me by going to Shantipur. I will deliver saintly persons and destroy the miscreants. Do not worry. Offer prayers to me. Śrīvāsa cried out of love on seeing the Lord, and the fear in his heart was dispelled by the Lord's assurance. Chai. This part's so exciting. Śrīvāsa's entire body became filled with ecstasy, and he stood up with folded hands and began offering prayers to the Lord. Śrīvāsa Pandit was a natural scholar and a Mahabhagavat. Having been ordered by the Lord, he offered heartfelt prayers. He first recited a verse from Śrīmad Bhagavatam that was spoken by Lord Brahma after his bewilderment. Okay, so that's where we read up to yesterday. That was a pretty long introduction. We're going to probably finish on time, actually. Yeah, sorry. Okay. I think I went back too far for the... Anyways, let's read now Śrīvāsa's prayers. Okay, so after Shri Krishna smashed the pride of Brahma, who stole the calves of Raj, Brahma came before Krishna and offered prayers as follows. It's a beautiful description of Krishna's beauty. So Śrīvāsa said, No mirdyate bravapushe tade rambaraya kunjavatangsa paripichala sanmukhaya vanyasraje kavalavetra vishana venu lakshma shriye mridupade pashupangajaya. So Shiva said, My dear Lord, you are the only worshipable Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore I offer my humble obeisances and prayers just to please you. O son of the king of the cowherds, your transcendental body is dark blue like a new cloud. Your garment is brilliant like lightning, and the beauty of your face is enhanced by your gunja earrings and the peacock feather on your head. Wearing garlands of various forest flowers and leaves, and equipped with a herding stick, a buffalo horn, and a flute, you stand beautifully with a morsel of food in your hand. For a description of Lord Brahma's bewilderment, one should see Śrīmad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 14. Oh, and Rup Manjari is saying, wow, he's using the informal second person one uses with babies. That's not common in Caitanya-bhāgavata. Very affectionate. Yeah. Well, it's the Supreme Personality of Godhead with 4 arms speaking to his servant. So, yeah, but that is the first time or one of the first times I've seen that case used so far. So now Śrīvāsa continues. He says, Vishvambhara charane amar namaskar navagana varna pita vasana jahar. I offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of Vishvambar, whose bodily complexion is the color of a newly formed cloud, and who is dressed in yellow garments. It's like this verse here from Brahma. no midyate abhra vapushe. Abhra is clouds, vapushe means body, tadid means lightning, ambaraya means the cloth that he wears. Shachir Nandana Paye Mor Namaskar Nava Gunja Shiki Pucha Bhushana Jahar. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Shachi's son, whose head is decorated with strands of fresh gunja and a peacock feather. Let's see where that is in this verse. Gunja Vatangsa Paripicha Lasan Mukaya. That's like a translation of that. Paripicha refers to the tail of a peacock feather. Ganga Dasa Shishya Paye Mor Namaskar Vanamala Kore Dadhi Odan Jahar. I offer my respectful obeisances at the feet of Gangadas Pandit's student, who wears a forest flower garland and holds yogurt rice in his hand. Yeah, that's here. Vanyas Raje, that's a forest flower garland. And Kavala means food, right? Like a morsel of food. Vetra is a stick, Vishana and Venu. What's Vishana? I don't know what Vishana is. And then Venu is flute. Sorry, I just like seeing how it's connected. Then Jagannatha Putra Paye Mor Namaskar Koti Chandra Jini Rupa Vadana Jahar. I offer my respectful obeisances at the feet of Jagannath Mishra's son, whose attractive form defeats the beauty of millions of moons. Lakshma Shri Mridupade Pashupangajaya. I don't know what that is. Okay. Shringa Vetra Venu Chinna Bhushana Jahar Shaitumi Tomara Charane Namaskar. I offer my obeisances unto you, who are adorned with a horn, stick, and flute. Okay, so in that verse, the word I didn't know was the shringa, the horn. Chari Vede Jare Ghoshe Nander Kumar Shaitumi Tomar Charane Namaskar. You are that person who is addressed by the 4 Vedas as the son of Maharaj Nanda. I offer my obeisances unto you. Brahmastave stuti kore prabhur charane swachande boloye joto aise badane. Śrīvāsa Pandit offered the Lord prayers similar to those offered by Brahma. Whatever he spoke came to his lips spontaneously. Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Yageshwar, Tomar Charanodaka Ganga Tirtavar, Janaki Jivana Tumi, Tumi Nṛsiṁha, Ajabhava Yaditava Charaner Bringa, Tumi She Vedanta Vedya, Tumi Nārayaṇ, Tumi She Chalila Boli, Hoya Baman, Tumi Hayagriva, Tumi Jagata Jivan, Tumi Nilachala Chandra Sabarakaran. You are Vishnu, you are Krishna, you are the Lord of sacrifice. The holy waters of the Ganga emanate from your lotus feet. You are the life and soul of Janaki, and you are Nṛsiṁhadeva. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and others are all servants of your lotus feet. You are the knower of Vedanta, and you are Narayan. It was you who deceived Bali as Vaman. You are Hayagriva, and you are the life and soul of the entire universe. You are the moon-like lord of Nilachal, and the cause of all causes. Gaudiya Bhashya. See Adi-khanda chapter 2, verses 169 to 176. Tomar mayai kar nahi hoy bhanga, kamala na jane jar, sane ek sanga. Who is not bewildered by your illusory energy? Even though Goddess Lakshmi lives with you, She does not know your glories. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word mayai, for the living entities belonging to the marginal potency, means by the external material energy, and for the Lord's eternally perfect associates belonging to the internal potency, it means by the internal spiritual potency, yoga maya. The word bhanga means defeat or loss. The word ekshanga means living together. Shangi sakha bhai sarva mate seveje heno prabhu mohamane anya janake. You bewilder even that Lord who serves as your companion, friend, and brother. So what to speak of others? Gaudiya Bhashya. The first line of this verse refers to Shesh, or Anantadev, who is a plenary portion of Sri Baladev Sankarshan. For a description of the bewilderment of Shesh, one should see Adi-khaṇḍa chapter 13, verse 101, 102, and 105. Okay, Rupanjali Didi, see you later. Mitya griha vase more poriacho bhole tomana janiya mor janma gelo hele. You have thrown me into the illusion of household life. I have simply wasted my life without understanding you. Nana maya kori tumi amare vanchila shaji dhoti adi kori shakali bahila. You have deceived me through various illusions. You have even carried my flower basket and dhoti. Right? Because we were just reading before how the Lord used to serve the devotees by force. Even though they didn't want it, he'd carry their flower baskets and give them their dhotis. One second. Tate mor bhoy nahi shuno prananath tumi heno prabhu more hoilo shakshat. O Lord of my life, please listen. That does not make me fearful, for you have now appeared before my eyes. Aji mor shakala dukhera hoilo nash, aji mor divasa hoilo parakash. Today, all my miseries are vanquished. Today is the most auspicious day for me. Aji mor janma karma shakala safal, aji mor uday shakal sumangal. Today my life and activities have become successful. Today all good fortune has awakened for me. Aji mor pitrikul hoilo udar, aji Śrīvāsa dhanya hoilo amar. Today my forefathers have been delivered. Today, my home is truly blessed. Aji mor nayan bhagyer nahi sima, tare dekhi jar Śrī charana seve Rama. Today, there is no limit to the good fortune of my eyes, for I am seeing he whose lotus feet are served by Rama, the goddess of fortune. Remember, Śrīvāsa is Narad Muni, so his Lord is Lakshmi Narayan. Rama. Yeah. Bolite avishta hoilo pandita Śrīvās, urdva bahu kori kande chare ghana shvas. While speaking in this way, Śrīvāsa Pandit became overwhelmed in ecstasy. He raised his arms, cried, and sighed deeply. Goda godi jai bhagyavanta Śrīnivās, dekhiya apurva gora chandra parakash. The most fortunate Śrīnivās rolled on the ground after seeing that most wonderful manifestation of Śrī Gaurachandra. Ki arbuta sukha hoilo Śrīvāsa sharire, dubilen vipravar ananda sagare. What wonderful happiness was felt in the body of Śrīvāsa. That best of the Brahmanas merged in an ocean of bliss. Haribol, Prajumna Prabhu, and Mantra Murti Mataji. Haribol. Hasya shunen Prabhu Śrīvāsar stuti Sadaya hoya bole Śrīvāsar prati. The Lord smiled after hearing the prayers of Śrīvās. Being compassionate to Śrīvās, the Lord spoke to him. Stri putra adi jota tomara vadir dekuk amar rup koroho bahir. Bring your wife, children, and other members of your household, and let them see my form. Sastrika hoya puja charana amar. Varmago jeno icha manete tomar. In the company of your wife, worship my lotus feet and ask for any benediction you desire. Oh yeah, it's true, Manjari Didi. Now the Lord switched back into Tumi, which is the informal way of speaking. Before he's talking in Tui, now it's Tumi. Prabhur Poriya Agya Śrīvāsa Pandita Sarva Parikara Shange Aila Tvarita. Being ordered by the Lord, Śrīvās Pandit immediately brought all his family members. Vishnu Puja Nimitta Jatek Pushpa Chilo Shakala Prabhur Paye Shakshate Dilo. He offered at the feet of the Lord whatever flowers were there for the worship of Vishnu. Gandha Pushpa Dhupa Dipe Puje Shri Charan Sastrika Hoya Vipra Koren Krandan. In the company of his wife, the Brahman cried as he worshipped the lotus feet of the Lord with sandalwood paste, flowers, incense, and lamps. As Sastrika means the wife, I guess? Yeah, Sastri. Oh yeah, Sastrika. Okay, Sastrika. Interesting. Haven't seen that word before. Bhai Patni Dasa Dasi Shakala Loya Śrīvāsa Koren Kako Charane Puriya. Śrīvās Pandit led his brothers, wife, servants, and maidservants in humbly falling at the lotus feet of the Lord. Śrīnivāsa Priyakari Prabhu Vishwambhar Charana Dilen Sarva Shirer Upar. Lord Vishwambar is the well-wisher of Śrīnivās, so he placed his lotus feet on the heads of everyone there. Alakite bule Prabhu matai savar, hasi bole mote chitta ho sabakar. Unseen by all, the Lord touched everyone's heads with his lotus feet. He smiled and said, "May your minds be fixed on me. May your minds be fixed on me." Hunkar gharjana kori Prabhu Vishwambar Śrīnivāse sambhodhiya bolen utar. Lord Vishwambar roared loudly, Hunkar Garjan, and he spoke to Śrīnivās as follows. O he Śrīnivās kichu mane bhoy pao, tumi shuni toma dhorite aise raja nao. O Śrīnivās, are you afraid of something? Is there some rumor that the king's boat is coming to arrest you? Ananta Brahmanda maje jata jiva boishe, sabar preraka ami apanar rase. By my own supreme will, I am the director of all living entities in the innumerable universes. Gaudiya Bhashya. Although I am unattached, I, in my form as a supersoul, reside in the hearts of all living entities in the universe, and make them wander about. I make them wander by my own will. Without my inspiration, no one is able to act in any way. Mui jodi bolaya she rajar sharire, tobe she bolibe she ho dhoribar tore. The king will have you arrested only if I make him do so. Gaudiya Bhashya. If I, as a supersoul, inspire the king to arrest you, then only will the king order your arrest. Jadiva emato nahe swatantra hoya doribare bole tobe mui chaya iha. If this were not the case, if he independently ordered your arrest, then this is what I will do. If he does this independently, then this is what I'll do. Gaudiya Bhashya. If that does not happen, in other words, if against my inspiration and independent will as a supersoul, or without being directed by the supersoul, if the king independently orders your arrest, then I will desire as follows. Mui giya sarva age no kai chorimu, e mata giya raja gochar hoimu. I will be the first to board the boat and present myself before the king. More deki raja rohibe nripasane, vivala koria je parimo sheikhane. Will the king remain sitting on his throne after seeing me? I will bewilder him and drag him down. Gaudiya Bhashya. I am the Lord of innumerable universes and the supreme controller of all controllers. Therefore, the king will not be able to remain seated on his throne. I will certainly overwhelm and control him. Jadiva emata nahe jigyasibe more, sheho mor abhishta shuno kahitore. If this does not happen and he holds me for questioning, then this is what I will tell him. Gaudiya Bhashya. If this also does not happen, in other words, if the king has other ideas and he questions me, then please hear what I have decided to do. Shuno shuno ohe raja satya mithya jano, jateka mula kaji sabator ano. Listen, O king, bring all your mullahs and qazis to ascertain the truth. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word mullah in Turkey refers to a great Mohammedan scholar, religious priest, or judge. The word qaji refers to a judge or guide for giving instructions on Muslim religious principles and morality. The phrase satya mithya jano means you should know what is true and what is false. Hasti goda pashu pakhi jotator ache, shakala anoho raja apanara kache. O king, bring all the elephants, horses, animals, and birds that you have. Ebe heno agya koro shakala kajire, apanara shastra kohi kandao sabare. Instruct your qazis to recite your scriptures, and make those creatures cry. Make those creatures cry? I don't understand that. Oh, make them shed tears, okay. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Apanara Shastra refers to their Quran scripture. The word kandao means make them shed tears. I don't actually understand that, but one thing that happens every morning here, because the Muslim community is just like comes right after us on the road, and it's like the whole community of Muslims. So there's a bunch of masjids, and in the morning time at like 4 o'clock in the morning or 4:30, they start doing their like singing Allah Akbar like that. And when they do that, all the dogs start howling every morning. Like, sounds like they're singing along with them. Okay, Gaudiya Bhashya. Oh wait, I just read that. Okay. Na porilo tara jadi eteko korite, tobe she apana vyakta korimu rajate. If they are unable to do this, then I will manifest myself to the king. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word parilo, meaning capable of, is used to indicate future tense. The phrase apana vyakta korimu rajate means I will manifest myself to the king. Bengali is so interesting with the tenses, like how they'll use past tense, but it actually means future tense, and yeah, it's very different than English. Sankirtana mana koro e gular bole, jota tar shakti e dekhili shakole. You dared to stop Sankirtan on the advice of these fellows? Everyone has now seen what power they actually have. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase "e gular bole" means as a result of hearing the Qazi's words, and the word tar means there. Mor shakti dekho ebe nayana bhoriya eto boli matta hastiyani mudhoriya. Now behold my power with your own eyes. After saying this, I will bring an intoxicated elephant before him. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word matta hasti refers to a mad elephant. Hasti goda mriga pakhi ekatra koriya shekhane kandaimo Kṛṣṇa bolaiya. Cool. Let's see. I will gather the elephants, horses, deer, and birds, and induce them to chant the name of Krishna and cry. Rajar jate kagan, rajar sahite, saba khandaimu Krishna boli bhalo mate. I will induce everyone to chant the name of Krishna and cry, including the king and his subjects. Ihate va apratyay tumi vasamane shakshate koron dekho apana nayane. Do not maintain the slightest doubt. I will show you now before your own eyes. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase apratyayavas means disbelieve. In other words, to have no faith. Samukhe dekhaye eka balika apani Śrīvāsa bhratri sutta namas Nārāyaṇī. The Lord then looked at Śrīvāsa's niece, a small girl named Nārāyaṇī. She was standing before him. This is the mother of the author, Śrī Vrindavan Das Thakur. Adyapiho Vaishnava Mandale Jardvani Chaitanyer Avashesha Patra Nārāyaṇī. Even today, Nārāyaṇī, my mother, is known among Vaishnavas as the recipient of Lord Chaitanya's remnants. Oops. Sarvabhuta Antaryami Shri Gauranga Chand Agya Koila Nārāyaṇī Krishna Boli Kanda. Shri Gauranga, the supersoul of all living entities, ordered her, Nārāyaṇī, chant the name of Krishna and cry. Nārāyaṇī Krishna Boli Kando. Chari vatsarer she unmatta charita ha Krishna boliya kande nahi ko sambita. That 4-year-old child immediately acted like she was mad. She cried, chanted, "Oh Krishna," and forgot herself. You can imagine how proud Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is of his mother when he's writing this. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase unmatta charita means agitated with love of Krishna. The word samvita means external consciousness or feelings. Angavahi pore dhara prithivir tale paripurna hoilo stal nayaner jale. Tears flowed from her eyes to the ground, making the area around her wet. This little 4-year-old girl. Hasiya hasiya bole Prabhu Vishwambar, Ekono tomar ki ghuchilo shabdar. Lord Vishwambar smiled and said, "Now have your fears been dispelled?" Mahavakta Śrīvāsa sarva tattva jane, ashpaliya dui bhuja bole prabhustane. That the expert speaker Śrīnivās knew all truths. He raised his arms and spoke to the Lord. Kala rupi tomar vigraha bhagavane, jokono shakal shrishti samhariya ane, tokono na kori bhoy tor nama bole, ekono kiser bhoy tumi mor ghare. O Lord, when you, in the form of time, annihilate the entire creation, I am not afraid due to the power of your holy names. So what is there to fear now that you are personally present in my house? Gaudiya Bhashya. A description of the devotee's freedom from the slightest fear of time is found in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam 3.25-38, wherein Lord Kapiladev speaks to his mother Devahuti as follows. Nakarhichin mat parashantarupe nangshanti no me nimisho ledhi heti yeshan aham priya atma sutascha saka guru suhrido daivam ishtam. My dear mother, devotees who receive such transcendental opulences are never bereft of them. Neither weapons nor the change of time can destroy such opulences. Because the devotees accept me as their friend, their relative, their son, preceptor, benefactor, and supreme deity, they cannot be deprived of their possessions at any time. Boliya avishta hoilo pandita Śrīvās, goshtir sahita dekhe prabhur prakash. After speaking in this way, Śrīvās Pandit became overwhelmed as he and his associates saw the Lord's opulences. Chari vede jane dekhi vare abhilash, taha deke Śrīvāser jata dasi das. He whom the 4 Vedas desired to see was seen by Śrīvāsa's servants and maidservants. Ki bolibo Śrīvāser udar charitra, Jahara charana dhule sangsar pavitra. What can I say about the magnanimous characteristics of Śrīvās? The dust of his lotus feet purifies the entire world. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word charan dhule means by the influence of the dust from the feet. Kṛṣṇa avatar jeno vasudeva ghare, Jate kavihara sabha nandir mandire. Krishna appeared in the house of Vasudeva, yet he enjoyed various pastimes in the house of Nanda Maharaj. Jagannatha ghare hoilo ei avatar, Śrīvāsa pandita grihe jate kavihar. Similarly, the Lord appeared in the house of Jagannath Mishra, and he enjoyed various pastimes in the house of Śrīvās Pandit. Wow, so maybe in one way, Śrīvāsa Pandit's house could be superior to Jagannath Mishra's house. I don't know, that's just what it seems like by reading that. Sarva Vaishnaver Priya Pandita Śrīvās, Tana Badi Gele Matra Sabar Ullas. Śrīvās Pandit was most dear to the Vaishnavas. They all became filled with joy on entering his house. Anubhave jare stuti kore veda mukhe, Śrīvāser dasa dasi tare dekhe sukhe. The Supreme Lord, who is offered heartfelt prayers by the Vedas, was easily seen by the servants and maidservants of Śrīvās. The first line of this verse refers to the Supreme Lord, who is indirectly glorified through the mouths of all Vedic literatures, or through the sounds of all mantras, or through the grammatical scriptures, which are the face of the Vedas. or through the recitation of Vedic mantras by great personalities. Eteke Vaishnava Seva Parama Upay Avashya Milaye Krishna Vaishnava Kripay. That is why service to the Vaishnavas is the topmost process, for by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, one certainly attains Krishna. Ah, beautiful verse, huh? Śrīvāsa Agya Koila Prabhu Vishwambar Na Kohiyo e Shab Kata Kahare Gochar. Lord Vishwambar instructed Śrīvās, do not disclose these topics to anyone. Bahya Pai Vishwambar Lajita Antar Ashvasiya Śrīvāsa Gela Nijaghar. On regaining external consciousness, Vishwambar felt somewhat embarrassed, ashamed, lajit. After solacing Śrīvās, he returned home. Shukamoy hoila tabe Śrīvāsa pandita patni vadhu bhai das dasir sahita. Then Śrīvās Pandit, along with his wife, his brother's wives, his brothers, his servants, and his maidservants, they all became filled with happiness. Śrīvāsa korila stuti dekhiya prakash ihai jai shune she hoy Krishna das. Anyone who hears the prayers that Śrīvās offered when he saw the Lord's manifestation will certainly become a servant of Krishna. Antaryami rupe Balarama Bhagavan Agya Koila Chaitanya Gaite Akyan. Lord Balaram, in the form of the Supersoul, ordered me to glorify the topics of Śrī Caitanya. Lord Balaram ordered Vrindavan Das Thakur to glorify the topics of Śrī Caitanya. Vaishnaver paye mor e namaskar Janma Janma Prabhu Mor Ho Haladhar. I offer my respectful obeisances at the feet of all the Vaishnavas, so that by their mercy, Haladhar may be my Lord birth after birth. Beautiful. Narasimha Yadhusingha Jeno Nama Bhed E Mata Jani Nityānanda Baladev. Just as Narasimha and Yadusingha are different names for the same person, I know that Nityānanda and Baladev are different only in name. Chaitanya Chandrer Priya Vigraha Bolai Ebe Avadhuta Chandra Kori Jare Gai. Baladev is the dearest personality to Śrī Caitanya Chandra. He is now known as Avadhut Chandra. Madhya-khaṇḍa katha bhai shuno eka chitte vatsareka kirtana korila jeno mate. This first line is exactly what we've been saying in our Mangalacharan every day. Madhya-khaṇḍa katha bhai shuno eka chitte. Oh brothers, please hear attentively the topics of Madhya-khaṇḍa, which describe the Lord's kirtan pastimes over the course of 1 year. Shri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Nityānanda Chanda Jan Vrindavana Dasa Tachu Padajuge Gan. Accepting Śrī Caitanya and Nityānanda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Thus ends our English translation of the Gaudiya Bhashya commentary on the Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata Madhya-khaṇḍa, chapter 2, entitled The Lord's Manifestation at the House of Śrīvās and the Inauguration of Sankirtan. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Advaita Chandra Ki Jai, Śrīvās Thakur Ki Jai, Nārāyaṇī Devi Ki Jai. All of Śrīvāsa's, his wives, his brothers' wives, his servants, maidservants, all of them, this house of Śrīvās Ki Jai. Jai.
Jai.
Sapashaji Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shriman Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Okay, so it is 8:31, But if anybody needs to go now, they're totally free to go. But because I mentioned that I'd sing the song about Śrīvāsa Thakur, I'm going to sing it, and then we can end.
Yay!
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. This chapter was just such nectar, huh? Dvipa, that's how it starts. Sapta Dvipa Dipta Kori. Okay, there it is. This is written by Premdas. Okay. Illuminating the 7 islands of the world, Śrī Navadvip Puri shines due to the presence of that king among Navadvip Puri shines due to the presence of that king among the gods, Śrī Vishvambar. There, in the midst of Śrī Vishvambar's bhaktas, is the renowned Śrīvās Pandit, whose life mission is Śrī Kṛṣṇa Kirtan. All glories to Pandit Thakur. By a speck of his mercy, one can become a recipient of Gaur Prem. All of his pastimes are matchless. Exclusively fixed in the seva of Gauranga, he does not know any demigod or goddess. Along with his 4 brothers, servants, and maidservants, he always performs kirtan in various ways, day and night, with Gauranga and his devotees, intoxicated by prem. His wife, Śrī Malini Devi, whom Mahaprabhu calls mother, is the crown jewel of all chaste women. Nityānanda Prabhu resides in their house, and she loves Nityānanda Prabhu as her own son. When she sees Nityānanda Prabhu, milk flows from her breasts and tears fall from her eyes. Sometimes, knowing Mahaprabhu to be the Supreme Lord, Śrīvāsa Pandit bows down at his lotus feet, like we just read about. But sometimes, he takes him on his lap to nourish him. Wow, so he has these 2 feelings for Mahaprabhu.
He's got the 9th, how you say 9th? It's Ashta, it's Sadvikas, and then the 9th. She's got the 9th.
Malini Devi, the milk flowing from her breasts. Yeah,
right, that's her 9th.
The 9th Satvik Bhav.
Yeah.
The Navam Satvik Bhav.
Navam Satvik Bhav.
Yes, the unofficial Satvik Bhav. Yes. So in order to not interrupt the ecstatic dance of Mahaprabhu, Śrīvāsa Thakur renounced any expression of sorrow at the death of his son. Hearing of this, the Lord wept. Right? Isn't it Mahaprabhu said, my devotees love me so much that how will I be able to leave them? So he wept. Śrīvāsa's niece, Nārāyaṇī, was the voice of the Vaishnava assembly. Interesting. She was the Vaishnav Mandale Dvani, the voice of the Vaishnava assembly. Her son, Vrindavan Das, described Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leelas, and thus delivered the 3 worlds. It is in him, in Śrīvāsa Pandit, that Prem Das keeps his hopes and aspirations. It actually doesn't, it just says jar, it is in him, like in whom. And so it could actually refer to Vrindavan Das Thakur also. Lots of times in the Bengali songs especially, the things are a bit more vague, and it's like and it's like that on purpose because it could have multiple meanings. That's why it's sometimes so difficult to translate, because you're like, should I put this meaning or should I put that meaning? Because both are equally plausible. Okay, so I'm getting the Mridanga and we'll sing this. One second, let me push this ahead. How should I sing this? I'll sing this quickly because we're over time, so I'll just do it. Saptadvipa Kori Shobhe Navadvipa Puri Jahe Vishwambara Devaraj Tahe tar bhakta jata Tahate Śrīvāsa Khyata Shri Krishna Kirtana Jar Kaj Shri Krishna Kirtana Jar Kaj Jai Jai Thakur Pandita Jai Jai Thakur Pandita Jai Kripalesha Matra Hoya Gaur Prem Patra Jar Kripalesha Matra Hoya Gaur Prema Patra Anupama Shakala Charita Jai Jai Thakura Pandita Gaurangir Seva Bine Deva Devi Nahi Jane Chari Bai Das Dasi Loya Satata Kirtana Range Gaur Gaur Bhakta Shange Ahar Nishi Prema Mata Hoya Ahar Nishi Prema Mata Hoya Ajarya Bharja Shri Malini Pativrata Shiromani Jare Prabhu Ko Hoye Janani Nityānanda Rahe Kare Putra Samasneha Kore Nityānanda Rahe Kare Putra Samasneha Kore Stan Jhare Netre Vahe Pani Stan Jhare Netre Vahe Pani Kabhuva Ishvara Gyane Nati Kori Shicharane Kabhu Kole Koroye Lalan Prabhur Nritya Bhanga Lagi Mrita Putra Shoka Tyagi Shuni Prabhu Koroye Rodan Shuni Prabhu Koroye Rodan Bhratri Sutra Nārāyaṇī Vaishnava Mandale Dvani Jar Putra Vrindavana Das Varniya Chaitanya Lila Tribhuvana Udharila Varniya Chaitanya Lila Tribhuvana Udharila Prema Dasa Kore Jar Ash Prem Das Kore Jar Ash Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Oh, I didn't share my screen. I'm so sorry about that. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. I'm really sorry about that, everybody. If I ever do that, just don't be afraid to like, because I don't always notice every time you send a chat. I have to look somewhere else. It's because it's not. I'm sharing my screen, so just interrupt me. Like, turn on your mic and you get to say Madhukar, and then I will. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I thought you were all singing along with me, and you were just staring at me that way.
You're in trance. How can we interrupt?
No, please do, because I like it when everybody's singing with, like, if everybody's singing
Yeah, I
with me.
know.
Yeah, that's nice.
I didn't know what to do.
I'm really sorry about that.
No.
Okay. Anyhow, we'll sing this again sometime. So, Kishore, would you-
Anytime.
We'll interrupt you next time, but we didn't want to interrupt you because it sounded wonderful.
So now you're gonna have to do it again.
Yes.
Right now.
Right now it's too late already. But yeah, we'll do it another time. Okay.
Jai Ho.
So, Haribo.
Haribo. Okay, Kishore, would you like to do Jaidwani?
जय श्रीवास जय सुब्रिकार शिशि गुरु गौरंग कर्ण हर विदा गिरिधरि रार विनोद विहरि राधा नायनाथ राधा रमन बिहरि राधा माधव शिशि महाप्रभु राधा गिरिधरि जीव की जय श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जीव की जय जय नित्यालील प्रविष्टम विष्णु पार परमहंस सबरे व्रजचार्य वर्य स्तोत्रस्त शिशिमान भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोस्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद परमहंस सबरे व्रजचार्य वर्य स्तोत्रस्त शिशिमान भक्तिवेदांत शल नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज परि पावन गुरुदेव की जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशिमान भक्ति बल तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशिमान भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्तिवेदांत विक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान गौरगोविंद स्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्ति भाई बाप परिगस महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्ति प्रमोद परिगस स्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्ति द्वैतमार्ग गोस्वामी परम गुरु महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरुदेव की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान जगद्गुरु श्री वर्षपानाभि द्वैतदास शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय स्वाप्रकाश शिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद महापरम भगवत परवार परमहंस अष्टोत्रस्त शिशुमान गौर किशोर दास पवजी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद सुप्तम गोस्वामी अष्टोत्रस्त शिशुमान सचिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर महाशय की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सर्वोम अष्टोत्रस्त शिशुमान जगन्नाथ स्वामी महाराज की जय सूर्य कंडवासी सिद्धर्शल मरसुंदस स्वामी महाराज की जय श्री उद्रविदास उदरान दास की जय करविरान आचार्य श्री श्रीमाद बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय महामहोपाध्याय रसपेश्वर विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर पार की जय श्रीशैल रसकानंद मुरारी प्रभु की जय श्रीशैल रामचंद्र कविराज की जय श्रीलोचन दास ठाकुर की जय जय शिल नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय श्री श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय यशवतार अरिका विशल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय श्री अष्ट कविराज वसुर जानव नित्यानंद दुरश गोपाल श्री चौषति महंत की जय जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री देव गोपाल भट्ट रास रघुनाथ सर गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रमानंद लोकनाथ गर्भ अधि गौर परिषाद वृंद की जय नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री शैल ईश्वर परिपार की जय श्री शैल मारविंद्र परिपार की जय श्री अंडरदीप मायापुर सिमंदीप गौतमदीप मध्यदीप कलदीप रिद्धिदीप जानदीप मातृतनमादीप वृत्रदीप मात्मका श्री नावदीप धाम की जय श्री एक चक्र धाम की जय श्री शांतिपुर धाम की जय जय श्री गौरचंद्र भगवान की जय जय श्री श्री गौर गदाधर की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ गोपी गोपा गौ गिर गोविंद शर्वनात्मा श्री ब्रजमंडल धाम की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गंगा सखी आमन सखी तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय। वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधारानी ठाकुरानी की जय। बोलो श्री ललिता विशाख चित्रा चंपकलता तुंग विद्या इंदुलेख रंगदेवी सूर्य सखी वृंद की जय। श्री आनंद प्रेम जलाल श्री रूपल गंगा राघव सगुणरति कस्तूरी कमल नयन मणि अरिमंजारी वृंद की जय। श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भगवती पूर्णमासी योगमाय देवी की जय। जय श्री गोपीश्वर सरषे महादेव की जय। राधा पटन गीतराम श्री वृंदावन की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र नीलमार्ग की जय। श्री तत्व गोपीनाथ की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र मंडल नीलाचल धाम की जय। सर्वा विक्रामिन शन करे भक्त विघ्नामिनाश श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। भक्तराज भक्त प्रवर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नृसिंह देव की जय। श्री चरिताम चरि संप्रदाय चरि आचार्य की जय। श्रीमद्वार मनोज विष्णु स्वामी नृत्य चरि आचार्य की जय। आकर मत राशि चैतन्य मार की जय। श्री गौरीमार वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमार भगवताम भगवदगीता चैतन्य चरितामृत चैतन्य भगवत जैव धर्म अधि सर्व गौरी वैष्णव ग्रंथ वृंद की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन धर्म की जय। गौरव प्रेमदान श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय त्रिभुवन मंगल धन्य कलुग तर्क ब्रह्म श्री हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे महामंत्र की जय। श्री आनंद गुरु वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री समकट गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। पर ब्रह्मन परम सत्यम परमेश्वर पति पावन प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम स्वयं भगवान जगन्नाथ मिश्र नंदन गौर सुंदर गराधर प्राणनाथ श्री विशंबर मिश्र निमाय पंडित श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य चंद्र महाप्रभु की जय। अवधूत चंद्र भक्ति स्वरूप शिशिमाद नित्यानंद राम महाजान की जय। से नित्यानंद हलदार बलराम की जय। श्री शैल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति श्रान सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय। श्री चैतन्य भगवान की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद गौरी वश्य की जय। जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियये केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुपश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you all tomorrow for, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is, one second, let me look. Prabhur Murari Grihe Varaha Murti Prakatan. So the Lord's manifestation in the form of Varaha in the house of Murari. O Nityananda Saha Milan. And the meeting with Nityananda Prabhu. Wow, so tomorrow
Jai
is
Nitai.
Jai Nitai. Finally, tomorrow, Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu will meet in the next chapter.
Wow.
Jai
Haribol,
Ho.
Haribol.
All right, so and that's a very interesting, Varaha appearing in the house of Murari. Anyways, so we'll all start that tomorrow, and also coming up very soon is the appearance day, I think, or is it disappearance? I think it's disappearance first and then appearance, right? Of Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj. I think it's just coming up in just a few days from now. And so Gurudev wrote a booklet about Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj. And so maybe, and his appearance and disappearance days are just near each other. They're just like a few days apart. And so I thought maybe we could read maybe like half of the booklet on his disappearance and then the second half on his appearance.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, does anybody want to say something before we end?
Well, I was just reminded yesterday of the worship of Nṛsiṁhadeva because Śrīvāsa was worshiping Nṛsiṁhadeva and then Mahaprabhu came. And I was remembering how some people they make some arguments that why are you worshiping Nṛsiṁhadeva? We have Mahaprabhu. Well, it's like, oh, to remove obstacles, we have Mahaprabhu. And
look up. Yeah.
And I remember watching a video of Udayan Maharaj where he said that many people they can make some argument, oh, you people are all bogus, you're worshiping Nṛsiṁhadeva. But you have to understand, we all accept Mahaprabhu, so our authority is a Mahaprabhu. So we follow Mahaprabhu. And what was Mahaprabhu's example? Mahaprabhu, before he would enter the temple of Lord Jagannath, he would go to the temple of Nṛsiṁhadeva. Mahaprabhu is himself Supreme Lord. He is himself Jagannath. But he is showing that in order to go towards Jagannath, you have to first go to Nṛsiṁhadeva. So to get some protection. So Mahaprabhu would go and chant Vāgishayasya Varane Lakshirasya Chakvakshasi Asya Stedadai Sambitam Drisam Maham Bhaje. He worship Nṛsiṁhadeva, then he would approach Lord Jagannath.
And he would chant Tava Kara Kamala Varena Kam Advuta Shingam Dalitairanya Kasipo Tanu Brindam Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Chaitagadi Chari. I have a little story on the Nṛsiṁhadeva
Yes.
with Gurudev. So he approached me one day, says, I understand that you chant in the Nṛsiṁhadeva. I said, yes, Gurudev, for many years now. I said, oh, so then you chanted for me and you.
Oh, that's
Please,
so nice.
Just do
Every
that
day.
every day, chant
Both
for
of
me.
us.
For both, we were Bhagavatarini. He said, you chant for me and you.
Every day.
Wow,
Every day.
Gurudev said
beautiful.
that.
Yes,
He
to
said
us.
chant Nṛsiṁhadeva for me.
Yes.
Yes.
That's so beautiful.
And
That's
for
really
us.
nice.
For you.
And
For you, he said for us, Vatarina, he said for me and for you, both of you.
I sang the Nṛsiṁhadeva for every day for years. I still have it memorized because I sing it because with Prema it's a part of the daily program is singing Nṛsiṁhadeva.
Oh,
Just
neat.
something very interesting.
Premananda Prabhu did Bhima was having some very serious astrological thing coming, and we told Gurudev, and then Premananda Prabhu Gurudev sent us to Premananda Prabhu, and he did a ceremony, and he chanted. He grabbed a black thread. He turned this black thread, or dyed it or something. Made notes, about 108 notes, and each one he chanted the kavacha. And gave it to Bhima to wear, and then we had to do some other ceremony.
We had to sit him in a walk.
We sat him in the wall. We put a black cloth over Bhima, and I think we used cow's urine too.
Cow's urine and mustard oil.
Cow's urine, mustard, the different ingredients that we had to pour on him.
Then
he was very patient.
Was this in Keshavji Gaudiya Math in Mathura?
No, we did.
He did that. He started in the temple
Bhima never went
in
to
Govardhan. And
Yeah.
Bhima wasn't in India, so Premananda Prabhu, he started the thread. He gave it to us after he chanted it.
It was the size of Bhima. We had to take
it was a long thread. It has to be measured.
It had to go
He said measure Bhima from the front of his toes, go up
over his head
to the back of his
and Bhima was
heel.
6'4".
And Bhima, no, 6'4".
Yeah,
he's
6'4". He got short. No, he was 6'3". Now he was 6'4". He got a little
shorter. But anyhow, the long thread. How old?
18.
18
or 19.
No, he was maybe 19, 20.
Yeah.
And
he told us that Srila Prabhupada, our Srila Prabhupada, gave him the Nṛsiṁhadeva.
Premananda Prabhupada.
Yes. That Srila Prabhupada personally gave him the Nṛsiṁhadeva.
I forgot about
it.
Yeah.
And I remember in Keshavji Gaudiya Math, one time I saw a big wok there, and it had like some oil on the bottom and some like I don't know, some things in it, and they're like, oh, don't go near that walk or something like that, because they did some kind of.
Yeah,
I was like,
yes,
okay, whoa, that's kind
yeah,
of weird.
yeah, because he
So
was
that's
the
why I was asking
Rahu.
if you did it in Keshavji Gaudiya Math, because
Oh,
I was
yeah,
wondering.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
No, we had to do it
We
in
did it in Hawaii, and
in
we had to go in
Hawaii.
the ocean afterwards too.
Okay, so that must have been
Yeah,
somebody else who did a similar thing
Yeah.
one time.
there
I
was
only
some.
seen that once, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
very
we had to
interesting.
get a wok big enough for him to sit in.
No,
That's
he
so
sat
neat.
or stood
And
it.
he
He
sat
sat
in
in it.
it.
Well,
Something
what
I
you
always
can?
thought. Oh, sorry.
No, no.
What was No, just
Us.
something I always thought was interesting. Sorry, I'll just finish this and then you can.
Yeah, yeah.
Something I thought was interesting was in Keshivji Gaudiya Math. Always in between, you'll see in between Krishna and Mahaprabhu is Nrsiṁhadev. See
Oh,
that? There's always a picture of
oh,
Nrsiṁhadev there, in between Mahaprabhu and Krishna. And I always thought that was like strange, because I think like isn't that Rasabhas? You know, like Radha and Krishna are there, and then Nrsiṁhadev's right near there, and Gurudev would say not to have Gaur Nitai, like Nityānanda on the same altar as Radha and Krishna, like not keep
right.
them, like they should be in different prakoshths, right? He'd say.
Yeah,
And so I always thought that was very interesting how Nrsiṁhadev would be right in between Mahaprabhu and Krishna. Like I
right.
have other pictures. It's like it was always there. I'm not sure if he's still there now, but
Somebody
ever since I've
mentioned this to Gurudev.
yeah.
And somebody mentioned this to Gurudev, and Gurudev just smiles like, don't ask these things.
Yeah. For us, Nrsiṁhadev's very special. Like it's not. We need Nrsiṁhadev's help to help us on remove all these obstacles so that we can, enter the path of Raganuga, and that
Yeah.
we can. And so it's not actually like unfavorable or anything different. Like we need Nrsiṁhadev's help and
Well, it's the
mercy.
Lord. Tattva wise is the Lord Himself. So,
Yeah.
like that.
But
But
there's
yeah,
something
Prabhupada
special about
himself.
Nrsiṁhadev. Like we wouldn't put
Yeah.
Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman in between there, I don't think, or like any other.
No.
But there's something particular about Nrsiṁhadev that's like
Yeah.
really essential for us, like for sadhaks. And,
Right. And not everything is a coincidence. I mean, since maybe this is significance that Śrīvās is worshiping Lord Nrsiṁhadev just as the Lord is right at the door.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Before, and then
Yes.
so then he's
Right.
Śrīvās is worshiping Nrsiṁhadev
Nrsiṁhadev.
today.
Right,
he was
right.
reading.
And then Gauranga comes.
So, but I'm here at the door. Open the door. It's me.
Yeah, kicking at
He's
the
about
door.
to kick the door down. He's kicking it.
Yeah, that was so exciting, that part, the first time
I
after
know.
Śrīvās knowing Nimai Pandit from birth, and you can imagine how many years, and then all of a sudden, for the first time, what? All this time you've been hiding yourself, and you were the supreme Lord, and like,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
such an
You
exciting
deceive
part.
me in so many ways. You make him get married. You deceive
Yeah.
me in so many ways. You remember? He was
Yes,
saying.
yes.
That would be really interesting to see in a movie.
Yes.
Oh my
it would
God.
be. Oh my God.
Maybe there is one old movie somewhere, Indian. Sometimes but I haven't heard anything like that.
It wouldn't be in English.
But it will be so wonderful with this. Yeah.
There are some old movies on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're in Bengali with English subtitles.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nimai and Nadia. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Pretty
that.
good.
One thing in this book, Gaudiya Darshan, that like a very big topic is that real hearing is actually means darshan. Like Shravan,
Right.
if there isn't darshan happening with the Shravan, then it's not actual Shravan.
Yeah.
It's like once the heart has been cleansed, like Cheto Darpana Marjanam, and like once the heart has actually been cleansed, then anything that you hear coming from the lips of a pure devotee or something that you read actually is darshan, Gaudiya Darshan.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so if we can practice a little more and clean our chitta, then we won't need a movie. We can actually have direct darshan when we hear these
That's right.
pastimes.
Yeah. So I was saying that it's like some minute, in the material world, people said, "Oh, well, then the movie didn't make justice to the book,"
Yes.
and like that. And so if
Yeah.
because I think Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada he spoke about that real seeing is through the ears.
Yes. But he actually says all the activities of bhakti. So when we do kirtan, we're having darshan. When we hear, we have darshan. When we're smaran, then there's darshan. And like all the 9 limbs of bhakti. If there isn't darshan, then that means that it's not real. And it gets into all the details. What level you start to have darshan, what kind of darshan. Like it gets into depth on that topic. It's really amazing, actually. But Shubhananda was asking, was the book published? This Gaudiya Darshan, I think I got like one of the last copies, so they're gonna have to republish it. And I am planning, because I think one of the greatest offerings that we could do for Srila Saraswati Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, especially on his 150th day, is to really understand his core teachings. And this was like one of his like if you really want like the essence and like one of the most important teachings, like this is it. They published this book Chara Charya Evam Gaudiya Darshan. It goes about all the 4 acharyas, and Madhav Priya Prabhu and Amal Prabhu. When they included, they did this under Gurudev, and when they included Gaudiya, they asked Gurudev about including Gaudiya Darshan, and Gurudev was so happy. Like Gurudev was so pleased to know that this Gaudiya Darshan was going to be included in that book, and he gave his blessings, and he quizzed them on the topic, was asking them questions to, and so this is something Gurudev was so happy about, and finally it's in English just now. It's very it was very like impossible to translate, but Prem Prayojan Prabhu translated it, and we'll also be publishing it from GVP at some point. Once we publish the book, we'll include this also. What's that, Shubhananda Prabhu? Shubhananda Prabhu? Well, I didn't hear what you said. Anyhow, like what I'm planning to do is I'm thinking to scan the book, and then I'll share it on the screen, and we could read through it together.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking before Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Yes, Shubhananda Prabhu?
Is it available in Hindi also?
Yes, it is available in Hindi on PDF. You could have it right now. It's I can send it to you.
Please.
Okay.
It will be more.
Yeah. But the thing is, it is the beginning part is extremely difficult to understand. It's very dense. It gets easier later on, but the very beginning part, it's like I can't understand what he's saying. And so Prem Prayojan Prabhu, he wrote a commentary at the end, and after it's just right this section at the end. And after you read that, then it's called Śrī Saraswati Toshani. And so after you read this, then it's a lot more understandable what's actually being said.
We
So
should read it.
We should read it in the beginning from the back.
Yeah. So that's what I think we'll do is we read this part at the back, and then we could read the Gaudiya Darshan part.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're probably going to include this in the
it's-
commentary also in the GVP edition. We'll probably include this there so that because it's really helpful. There's actually a whole series he did a whole series of things explaining this topic, and so there's also YouTube videos if you want to just
Oh,
he's really good at
talking
making
about
complex things easily understandable. Yeah, what is that?
right. No, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave 2 mantras to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Remember?
Yes, the
Kurma
Kurma one.
and the Nṛsiṁha.
Mm-hmm.
The Nṛsiṁha
Yeah.
mantra.
I tried 2 times to go to it's called Bhakti Bhavan. That was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house in Kolkata, like where he lived. And
Oh, you told us the family members didn't
his family
quite.
members are still there. But that Kurma
You're
Shila
welcome.
that was worshipped by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is still there in the house. Like they still worship it there in the house. So I really wanted to have darshan, but I wasn't able to.
You need an
But somebody who
appointment.
did go there, they sent me a picture of it. I can show you later. I have to find it.
Okay.
But,
Oh,
Yeah.
please send that. Please send that in the chat.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
very eager.
Well, there's something with Srimad Bhagavatam and Kurma, and at the end, Chamatkar, there's a verse. It's outstanding, and he's giving that. It's very important incarnation.
Yes. All right, it is now past 9 o'clock, so I
Oh
think
my
we will
goodness.
end for today. And then, yeah, look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for, yeah. Jai Shri Radhe. Hari Bol.
Dandavas Prabhu. Thank you, Madhukar.
Dandavats. Dandavats. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Okay, so Radhe Radhe.